Hello everyone, I am Scott Aubrey with Aubrey Law. We do estate planning and probate, and we do both of those things very well. I am very excited to be here with you today to talk about how to choose a guardian when you and your spouse or partner can't agree. But before we get started, if you have any questions about what I talk about today or any questions about estate planning in general, you can go to estateplanmeeting.com and schedule a time to talk with me for free. You can either come into my office and talk with me, or we can talk by phone. Either way, again, that's estateplanmeeting.com. So today's subject is how to choose a guardian when you and your spouse or partner can't agree. So when you're creating an estate plan, you have to make a lot of decisions, and if you have minor children, one of the most important decisions you need to make is who's going to be the guardian for your minor children. So if something were to happen to you and your spouse or your partner, who's going to take care of your children? This is such a difficult decision that sometimes I think people tend to procrastinate in either creating an estate plan, or in some cases they've started the process of creating an estate plan, but they're having difficulty choosing who should be the guardian, they're delayed in actually finishing their estate plan. So you really want to prevent that from happening, because if you don't do that, if you don't finish your estate plan, so that means you don't have a will, that means that there's no guardian named for your minor children in your will, then that decision on who will take care of your children, it'll be made for you. And the person making the decision will be a judge. And that judge is someone that's assigned by the court. They have no idea who you are. They don't know anything about your beliefs, your values, and things like that. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to make a decision based on information they have presented in front of them. And people are going to come and say, I want to step forward and be guardian. So all the judge can do is use the information he has to make the best decision on who he feels, or who he or she feels will be the best person to take care of your children. So if you want to avoid someone else making the decision for you, you need to have a will, and in that will you need to choose a guardian. So this can present a lot of problems for people because they're not really sure on who to choose. Maybe a situation where both you and your spouse both want someone from your respective families to be the guardian. You want someone from your family, your spouse wants something from their family, so you're kind of butting heads and you're really not sure on how do we choose that person. Or there may be a situation where you live a long ways away from families and no one's really close, so you're not really sure who would be the best person to fill that role for you. Or thirdly, there could be a situation where you're both kind of having a difficult relationship with your family, so there's no one from your family that you think is a really good choice. So that can also hinder your ability to kind of make that decision and move forward with finishing your estate plan. So today I'm going to provide you some tips on how you can whittle a list down, create a list, and how to get it down to 3 or 4 people that you think would be good choices to be the guardian for your children. So the first step to do is create a list of names. I advise just kind of brainstorm, put as many names as you possibly can think of. So you want to have a long list, and the idea is then to take that big list and whittle it down to just a few names. So the first step is create a list. The next step is to create a list of characteristics that are important for your guardian to have. These could be religious beliefs, these could be values, these could be occupations. Are they married? Do they have other children? Do they have children of their own? How far away do they live? All these things that are important to you, and if you think of the person who you want to take care of your children, what things they need to have. And what you want to do with those characteristics once you have that list is kind of rank them in importance. If it's important that your guardian has flexibility in their occupation to be able to leave when they want, for certain commitments with your children, do they have certain religious beliefs, certain values with regard to money, education, and things like that. So whatever's most important to you, you want to rank those higher. And then the last step is kind of now match the list of people with the characteristics. So you want to make sure that whoever you have on your list, do they have those characteristics that are important to you? And probably the person that, once you kind of do that, you'll kind of get a better picture of, this person kind of checks a lot of the boxes that I want a guardian for my children to have. So that's kind of a way to kind of get the process started, and it's a kind of way to start the conversation with your spouse or partner and how we can choose a guardian and move forward with creating our estate plan. So that's kind of all I have for you today. So again, it's really important that you have a will, especially if you have minor children, so that way you can name the guardian, because if not, someone that will make that decision for you. So that's all I have. Again, I am Scott Aubrey with Aubrey Law. If you have any questions about what I talked about today or questions about estate planning, you can go to estateplanmeeting.com and schedule a time to talk with me for free. Again, it's estateplanmeeting.com. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone that could benefit from seeing this video, please share that with them. And also, if you have any questions or comment, please leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Again, I'm Scott Aubrey with Aubrey Law, and I will talk to you soon.